and showing your commitment to your new role as a student, as a half-time college student, and parents showing your commitment to support your students. So that's incredibly important, and we're really excited about that. I want to go through a few things, and then Mr. Javier is going to talk about personal technology use here on campus, and then we'll open it up to any questions, okay? All right, so if you just walked in, come grab one of these if you're a student. They're both for you. Here you go, Isaac. There you go. Okay. Listen, you guys are starting college tomorrow. Is that exciting? Yeah. Anybody else excited? No. Okay, just me, because I'm a lifer in college, I think. All right. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and the expectation is way up here for you guys. Okay? And we're going to set the bar high, and you guys are going to reach it. And then you're going to exceed it, and you're going to go beyond any of the expectations you set for yourself, because I know you can do it, and I believe in all of you. How you get there is up to you. Because we have an expectation that we want all of you to meet and meet well. But we're here to support you. Your Cedarville teachers are there to support you as well. And so here's what it's going to look like, okay? In order to meet those expectations, you guys are going to abide by this agreement that you want to be successful. In this agreement, it says, I will have academic integrity. We know there's a lot out there on the World Wide Web that can distract you from having academic integrity. Okay? ChatGPT, plagiarizing, those are zero tolerance things that happen in college. And because you're at a college level, there's very little grace if that were to happen. And you chose to cheat, basically, or plagiarize. You could lose credit, and you'll lose high school credit, which means it puts you behind for graduation, right? So we're going to strive to have academic integrity in all we think, say, or do within these college courses, okay? Late work policy. This is the one I'm most concerned about. College has very strict late work policies. Each one of your instructors have to abide by Cedarville's late work policy for that course, because they're a little bit different depending on whether you're in math, English, history, science, speech. So what that looks like is you need to know your syllabus, you need to agree to the late work policy, and then mostly you just need to agree that you're not going to turn anything in late. That turned off. Whoops.
No, you're good.
Okay. So most of your classes, you have a due date, right? You're all going to be aware of it because it's all through Canvas. And then some of you will get no grace. It'll be due that day or it's a 0. And that happens a lot in math because you can't not turn in your work and then get the next day's lesson, right? You've got to keep up on your work so you can get the next day's lesson and be successful. I know with English, and I'm pretty sure with Mr. McKinnon's class and biology and Miss Edmonds' class, there's a 5-day working period. But each day, Canvas automatically will calculate 5% off your grade. So if you get 100%, but you turned it in 5 days late, what do you get? Good job, Brian. 75%. Okay? You can't get higher than a C. So we don't want to turn in our late work or work late. We want to turn in late work if we have to, but we don't want to turn our work in late because it could be very detrimental to your grade. All right? So turning work in on time is probably the most important thing. But Miss Marks, what happens if I have an athletic trip? Work ahead. You will have the course material available to you ahead of time, which means you need to work ahead and look at those due dates and turn your work in ahead of time, okay? There's going to be no excuse if you come back from an athletic trip and you didn't turn your work in on time. You don't get the extra grace, okay? You get the same amount of grace that is accorded to whatever the regular schedule is. So you've got to really be on top of your game if you're going to be in athletics and in the USP program, okay? Of course, you guys, if there's exceptional circumstances, let your professor know, let your teachers know. And we are graceful people, like family emergencies, severe illness, that kind of thing, okay? But just because you missed a day of school because you didn't feel good and you didn't show up, you can still log into Canvas and get your work done, okay? So sickness days are kind of non-existent in this program. You still got to get your work done, which is great because you can do it while you're sitting at home getting better, okay? Academic excellence. We're all striving to be excellent in our work, right? All right. In order to stay in the USP program, you have to maintain a 3.0. You have to make sure that at the end of every semester, you're above a 3.0, at or above. If you drop below a 3.0, you're going to get kicked out of the program because my first goal is to get you to graduate, not to have college classes. Okay, so you can graduate without a 3.0, but you can't continue taking college classes. So I know that that's not super hard. 3.0 is your C's and B's, so we've got you. It's going to be great. But I just want you to know that there is potential that if your whole GPA is dropping below 3.0, you can't stay in the program. All right. Unfortunately, if some of you just can't keep up with the program, there's going to be a lot of rigor, okay? The excellence level is set high, and the academic rigor is going to be more than what you're probably used to. This is college level, okay? So you're thinking you're taking one class, that's 6 to 8 hours of work every week. You get 5 hours in person during the school day. You might have 3 or 4 hours of homework on the backside, okay? So if you have 2 classes, that's 12 to, 16 hours of work, okay? Remember, you got a lot of in-class time to get work done. Use your time wisely, and it shouldn't be a problem. I think you guys are all going to do really well and excel in this program. I'm really excited to see how well you guys do. All right, so if you agree to, as a student, if you agree to have academic integrity, to abide by late work policies, to strive for academic excellence, and if we have to give you a consequence, I'd love for you to sign and date and then get one of your parents to sign or date at the end of the class today. And we're going to have a great year. Okay? The next thing is Mr. Javier is being so gracious to let you guys use your own personal tablets or computers to do this program. So he's going to tell you what that's going to look like. And then if you're going to bring in your own device, I'm going to have you sign this computer internet agreement form, okay? And then we'll get you hooked up to the Wi-Fi tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I hope tomorrow. Okay, Mr. Hub.
So my name's Tim. For those of you that don't know me, I'm one of the IT guys here at the church and the school. So this is the first year we're doing this, where we're allowing students to come in, bring their own personal devices, especially ones that we aren't managing. And so please don't ruin it for the future of the program. One thing, because we're not managing these devices, just some housekeeping rules. I would try to run updates at home, like maybe the night before. If you're on a PC, check Windows updates, check any type of, like Microsoft Store app updates, program updates. If you're on a Mac, make sure you're running the most current version of OS. Try to close out of tabs. I mean, anybody who has like an iPad, Safari, you could have like 150 tabs open, right? All of those things are drawing bandwidth. So when you connect to our network, it's all siphoning just a little bit of internet. So try to close out of tabs. Your data, granted, it's all zeros and ones, it's all binary, but we can see data traffic, we can see where things are going, we'll know if your computer's infected with a virus, if it starts spamming, we'll see all that. So just, make sure you agree to these policies and just try to have a good year.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Marks and Mr. McKinnon will have the student devices Wi-Fi password, and we'll be able to get your devices online. So we'll provide internet support,
Okay.
but we're not going to fix your personal devices.
No. Yeah.
So you did mention travel and USP. I don't know. I saw Denali Peak out here. I was with IDEA for many years. We had a partnership with AT&T for mobile internet. And I know a lot of homeschool programs out there have partnerships with AT&T. So that may be an option. And there's usually no data caps or anything like that.
We'll look into that. That's
So-
cool. It's like a mobile Wi-Fi
Yeah.
port. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, now it's your turn. Ask me what you want.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If a student doesn't have their own personal
They get a Chromebook.
device, okay.
Yeah, we have devices for them. It's just kind of nice for them to say, like, if they don't like saving things on a cloud, they can put it on their computer, or it saves your login information for you. You don't have to type it in every time. So it's a little more convenient, I think, for you guys to have your own device if that's something you have.
Listen,
Yes.
my wife wanted to know because with homeschool idea we can reimburse for the books and stuff. Are you able to give like an itemized invoice?
Yes, I have. So if you guys, the itemized invoice has been shared with Raven and Denali Peak. If you have another homeschool correspondent school I need to share it with, email me and I will send it to their director. No problem. Yes, absolutely. I'm just not sure who's with who and who to send it to yet. So, Kim.
Are we gonna have I think most of us have you for English. So
All
in
of you
our
do.
English class, are we gonna have a sit down day where we go through and
Yep.
figure out how to do everything
Tomorrow.
word for word?
So
Wait for way.
tomorrow, this next,
Like
this,
way for way.
yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of us are prepared to really hand hold, and that's okay, and walk you through and get you in Canvas and get you familiar with Canvas and get you familiar with how submitting assignments. And it's called Welcome Week. And so every module and every class that you're in has a welcome week where they're trying to get you used to it because they know this is brand new, right? And so Mr. McKinnon and I, you're going to see us first, and then those of you who have college algebra with Mr. V, he's going to help you get all your math stuff set up because you have an ebook. But for the most part, Mr. McKinnon and I should have you guys all on board before you see Mr. V or Mr. Ludmo for math or science. Good question. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So just to make sure, so all the kids that are in USP, the kids that aren't in USP, they're not in the same class with them.
So yes and no. So math and science are only USP kids. And then with Mr. McKinnon and I, we are grouped. Like I taught AP last year, and I taught AP kids and non-AP kids at the same time. Same content, different rigor, different level. So we are doing that again this year with some of those classes, just for scheduling reasons. It's going to work. It is. Any other questions? Really? That means I've communicated well.
Morgan, did you want to say anything about ABC?
Oh, yeah. So I have some of you in here who are only taking Alaska Bible College. All of this applies to you too, right? And if you're doing Alaska Bible College, that probably means you're doing UAF, UA, or GCU, Liberty courses as well. We're here to help you. Don't feel like you're doing this on your own. You can utilize class time here to get those classes done as well. We're trying to provide space for you just in case you need support. Okay?
And they use Populate, so they don't use Canvas.
Yes.
So they'll walk you through that if
How
you
many of
say.
you are in College Bible that are here at the meeting? Okay, some of you. Yeah, so Thursday, well, actually I haven't heard back from Mr. Cantrell yet. You might not be meeting till Tuesday. So I'm going to send you an email tomorrow with the exact schedule as soon as I can hear back. And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if you need that 5th hour study hall because you won't be in class, you're going to go see Miss Logenhop, and she's going to be an open room for you. So you need a place to go. Miss Logenhop's room is open. Thank you. Ruth.
Those of us that are bringing our personal devices, you do expect us to bring them to class every day?
Yes and no. We'll always have a Chromebook ready. So it's really up to you. If you're like, it's just easier to do it on my device, or oops, I forgot it, I left it charging, we're always going to have a Chromebook. You just remember your logins. That's the important part. How many of you saw my Cedarville Canvas login email? I hope all of you did. How many of you were able to get in? Raise that really high. Oh, good. Mr. Johnson did. Good. Okay. Okay, good. That's a good portion of you. So that means we have less work ahead of us tomorrow, Mr. McKinnon. That's awesome. Good. Okay. If you don't know your Cedarville email, you need to search through your email that you enrolled with and type in Cedarville, and then it's going to show you what your Cedarville email is, and then go to the Canvas link I sent you, and then they'll have you set it all up, and you'll be able to see your classes. Any other questions? Who's excited? Mr. McKinnon.
May I say a quick word?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was going to open the floor here and go
Okay,
for it.
on the history and the politics of American culture, in case you're terrified by the due dates and traveling as athletes, don't be, rest assured, it's like these modules in the U.S. history class are like 10 days, 10-day modules.
Mm-hmm.
And so the due dates are put at the end of the module. And then with the politics and American culture, the modules, most of them are 2 weeks. We spend 2 weeks on a particular subject with most of the work due at the end of the module. Sometimes there's little assignments that come due in the middle of the module, but we'll make sure you're aware of those. And so you're going to have this material far ahead of time to be able to work on it. We're going to spend considerable time in class working on it. We'll have classroom discussion time, but I'd say if we just stay on task, you'll be able to get most of your work done in class on this.
Same with English and
we'll
science
work
is very
to.
similar to that.
We can work. I talked with the Cedarville people, and we can look at if we know a team's traveling and they're going to be gone, and there needs to be some flexibility on how we approach the material as far as opening material up. That can be done, but we'll cross that bridge if we have to. I don't think we'll have to. I think everything is going to fit really well. And I went through one of the courses myself. I was like, let me take this as a student, the 12th grade politics and American culture course, and I was very impressed by it. And it's the rigor. I think you guys can handle the rigor. I was impressed with the material that your students are going to learn, that you guys are going to learn. You're going to come away with a profound and fundamental understanding of our government and how it works, and I think be better citizens and better Christians for what you learn. I'm really impressed with this program, and I'm excited that we're doing it. So
yeah, it's awesome. Do any of our other USP faculty want to offer anything? I know Ms. Edmonds isn't teaching till the spring, so those of you taking speech, Ms. Edmonds will be your instructor for speech. We good to go? Okay. Any other questions? You guys nervous? No? Good. I'm excited. Parents, any other questions? I am an open door. Please email me anytime you need something or you have a concern. Miss Holly.
I would just, with what Mr. McKinnon was saying, it made me wonder what are the history, social studies options for these college classes, because I don't think Ethan signed up for any of those ones, and I'm just curious what the.
So Ethan would be ready for U.S. history this year. He could do U.S. history up to 1877 this fall, and then 1877 to present. Is that the right year?
yes, and
Okay.
he would do great.
Yeah.
Ethan would do really well.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to talk him into it.
I saw him in the last.
We can still add him up to. Oh, that's a good
And
point.
Yes.
I tried to talk him into it.
September 4th is our drop add date. So if you enter this program and you're like, oh, I could totally do another class, you think you can handle it, let me know by September 4th and we'll add you. If it's too much, if you're like, I'm taking 3, I really only should be taking 2, let me know. We can drop it and we're going to be good. So, and that's part of the reason we did the combo classes, so that they weren't messing up their schedule too much. They can still sit in that class period. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Thank you guys for being
Yeah.
part of the pilot program.
Yeah.
We're super excited about it. We've been working hard all summer, And you guys are our pilot launch crew. So we know you'll make us proud.
Okay. Yay. Yay to us.
The Zoom was